Sorry about those guys. Luckily that was only a minute. Hello. Hopefully you guys can hear me. So there we go. The little button was blinking and everything, and kind of embarrassing. It happens. All right. Everybody hear me now? Mic check. Yeah, there you go. Awesome. Thank you, Tigger74 and Porter P, Scott Farr, Adam Murray, Big Dad 138, Economics and Comics, E Town Comics, Jason Smith, Brett Hess, Damon Lenzen. He said, "Damn rookie." My bad, you guys. I apologize. Like I said, or no, you didn't hear me say it. So my second screen isn't working, so I'm just trying to pull everything up and get things going. And we got a great things to cover tonight, so it should be a lot of fun. Hopefully, I'm looking good. Picture should be okay, and the sound should be there. Paradiddle Cakes, hello. Nice to have you in here. Popcom, hello. How are you? Cape Mayor 1, 3 weeks in a row there. Awesome. Let's see. There's a bunch of people in here. Let me just kind of jump up here. Manny the Comic Collector, hello. Brett Hess, hello. Steve Waterman, how are things going? And I'm just I probably already said hello to some of you guys, but we'll just run down the list real quick. Batman, Father of Damien, that's awesome. I like that name. Let's see. I think I got everyone there. I think I jumped. Sam's Tangled Web, hello, and thanks for joining, buddy. Appreciate that. I'm looking forward to hanging out with Sam tomorrow. So that should be a lot of fun. We got 31 people in here so far. Adam Murray, I think I said hello. Quiro, I don't know. You know what I'm saying. Quiro, hello. How are you? Scott Farr. Let's see. I think I got all these people. I might have missed some. I always do. But we're just going down the list. And we already got over 30 people watching, and it just started. So, Yoshi Dog, hey, how's it going? Eddie Rodriguez, new to comics, enjoy your videos and finding the comics you suggest. Awesome, Eddie, appreciate that. I suggest a lot of comics, man, so it could cost you a little bit on your wallet. And let's get the party started, says Damon Lenzen with a $5 super chat. Thanks, buddy. That'll go to help get my second screen working again and some of that sweet, juicy internet that I want to get my own so I don't have to borrow my neighbor's internet anymore, and so the picture quality will be better. So anyway, okay, we're getting a bunch of people in here now. So I want to go ahead and jump in, and we'll kind of go over some of this week's books, and I'll tell you what I thought. Let me know what you guys picked up this week and stuff. But I'll kind of show what I picked up this week and kind of what I read and what I really enjoyed, and I'll save kind of my pick for last. But these have started coming in the last couple of weeks, and these are a lot of fun. These are the what ifs. The Peter Parker became the Punisher, and this is a great book, and I love the what ifs. I'm sure you guys are familiar with the what ifs. They've been around a long time, and now they're doing another run on a bunch of different ones. And I believe next week is What If Ghost Rider, and I don't know what the story is about, but it looks like kind of fun. And I think there's a couple more to come. So if you haven't picked out the what ifs, they're a lot of fun, and I like the fact that, you know, I used to read the older ones, and some of the storylines that they did in the older ones with the what ifs are actually storylines that eventually turned into real storylines. So kind of neat to think that someone was thinking about that back then, and now they're actual storylines. So that's kind of cool. And then I got the Immortal Hulk number 7, and I enjoy this book right here. It's a good series so far. I've enjoyed all of them. Cover is pretty cool. I think there was a few different covers, and I got the A cover, but I enjoy this one. So if you haven't checked out Immortal Hulk, it's a great run, Bruce Banner and all that good stuff. So it's good. Pick these up. Let's go ahead and jump into the chat real quick and see what's going on. Jose Reyes, hello, how are you? Hulk Nuts is in there. Hulk Nuts 911 Comics and Deadlifts. He's extended his name, and I thought that was pretty interesting the other day when I was checking it out. So Hulk Nuts, that's awesome. It says, what's up, everyone? Youngsta Kang says, nice. Thank you very much. Comics Misexplained. Upcoming Ghost Rider is a black metal story. Oh, that's cool. I didn't know that. It looks like a lot of fun. I love the what if one. He's like riding on top of the car. You know, kind of reminds me of that Mad Max movie with that guitar player guy. when they were pursuing Mad Max. He was just ripping on the guitar and stuff while they're chasing him. Kind of reminds me of that. Flores775 says, what's up? Steve Rogers, TGIF. Thank God it's Friday. That's awesome. And people are saying hello to Hulk Nuts and a bunch of other people as well. And let's jump into another book real quick. We got 42 people watching right now. So thank you so much. This is awesome. We got Captain America, number 4. Just a great looking cover. Sorry, I didn't read it. I'm behind on this series. I didn't read the last one. I read the first 2 and I liked it. And I missed the 3rd one. I don't like skipping an issue. So I got to go back and read number 3. And then I'll read this one as well. But you know, Marvel is putting out their books every other week now. So it's kind of like it's more money for one to spend. And it's hard to keep track if you got a bunch of titles in your pull box and stuff. And that's what's happening right now. They just pile up, and then they're releasing annual comic books instead of once a year. It seems like they're coming out every couple months. So that's a little frustrating, but great looking cover. Really like that. And looking forward to reading number 3 and then reading this one as well. And also the annual that came out like a month ago. It's still sitting in my pull box because why is that coming out 3 issues into the series and they're pulling off an annual? So I don't know. Let's Bake the Snake. Hello, how's it going? Thanks for joining. We got some other people in here. That's awesome. Let's see. GameStop offered me $1 for Halo 5. Thanks. Well, that whole $1 goes a long way. Sorry, Youngster King. Don't trade your games in at GameStop. I'll just say it right now. You're gonna it's not worth it. And you know, I go digital now. I don't buy any physical copies of the games. I only buy digital copies. So, and we're going to jump to this other one right here. And I don't know if you guys have seen these. You probably have, but the DC is doing foil covers for all their books right now over the last week, this week, and I believe there's some more next week as well. This came out this week. This is Suicide Squad number 47. And it looks great, but the other B cover, which I wasn't able to pick up. My local shop didn't get the B cover. That one looked awesome. But this one still looks pretty cool. And I like the shininess. You guys know I like the shiny covers. So I had to pick that up. And just because of the shiny covers, I'm trying to get all the foil covers. If you guys aren't aware, you know, they're out there. Next week, I think it's the last week, but I'll kind of show you some of the ones I've gotten so far. And this is Green Lantern number 56. That's kind of a nice little shiny looking cover. And then I picked up Green Arrow number 45. And these were last week, I believe. So that's kind of cool. And then I have Curse of Brimstone, another shiny cover. And I heard that somebody told me that this book might have been recalled or something. I don't know what's exactly going on. My local shop, he didn't really say anything to me about it. But there might be something going on with this book. And I don't know for sure. If you guys know, let me know. Because I'd like to find out. But this is Curse of Brimstone number 7. Another one of these shiny covers. And we're at 49 viewers right now. So thank you. We just hit 50. That's awesome. The Unexpected number 5. That's another shiny looking cover. And this is one of the only books that's still in the $2.99 price point for DC. I believe there's only 2 or 3 that are sitting at the $2.99 price point. And the reason they were $2.99 was because they were coming out once a month. Or no, they were coming out twice a month for the books. And all the ones that were coming out twice a month had a $2.99 price point. And the ones that were coming out once a month were the $3.99. And now they kind of abandoned that. And now it seems like as soon as this one's done, they're all going to be at that $3.99 price point and then go up from there. And let me double check who's in the chat here. We got, I think I said hello to Adam Murray. If I didn't, I'm sorry. Brian A., not the biggest fan of the foils. You know, the foils, they're okay. Yeah, I like the shininess, so I'm kind of biased. But the quality of the foils on the new ones in DC, they're not that great. I mean, they could be better. Let's just say that. They could be better because I've seen a lot better. And from what I've heard, a lot of them have been damaged as well. So when you're dealing with them being damaged and a bunch of other stuff, you know, that kind of makes it hard to find the good ones. Apparently B cover of Suicide Squad was under ordered. Yeah, the B cover is always under ordered. It's something that I think every comic shop, and I've talked to my local comic shop. I said, hey, why don't you order just as many B's as you do A's? with DC and stuff, because the Bs are the ones that want. And a lot of people will probably buy both covers, and it's just something he doesn't like doing. He only likes buying one cover. So a lot of times I miss out on the B cover, and I have to hunt it down. And by the time I hit some other shops, they're already gone. So it kind of is what it is. And I don't like paying more than cover price for brand new books. So if it's one of those covers that jumps up really quick in the first couple of days, I just pass. So was 2 copies of the Matina, Batman Father of Damien. So I didn't get the Suicide Squad foil, but I did get 2 copies of the Matina variant. That Matina variant's that's the one to get. If you're going to get either one or one of them, that's be the one to get. Unfortunately, I missed out. Poor Man's Comics says it's so shiny. Yep, I like the shininess. Seawood, he's in the house. How you doing, Seawood? Thanks for joining, my friend. And there's a big comment here. Scott Farr. Anyone think the High Evolutionary will make an appearance in the MCU? Anyone think the High Evolutionary will make an appearance in MCU? I don't know. I haven't really thought about that, to be honest with you. I need to look into that a little bit more. Brings he as a creation of Rocket Raccoon, Adam Warlock, maybe Guardians 3 or 4, Thor 4. Maybe. You never know, man. I mean, they can throw anything they want into those films now, and they're, for the most part, gold. So the more the better, I say. Miss Hustle's in the house. How you doing, Miss Hustle? Thank you so much. Fat Dad Comics. What a great name. Fat Dad Comics. Hello, all. Hello, Fat Dad Comics. Let's see. We got more people in here. Just a ton of people. And I'm going to miss stuff. And guys, I just want to let you know, if I miss a question that you ask, and go ahead and leave it in the comments down below after the video is over, and I'll make sure to get back to you, because there's a couple people I missed a couple weeks ago, and I felt really bad. And I tried to get in contact with them, and I wasn't able to. So if you do that, I can leave a comment and just kind of see what's going on. So I'd appreciate you if you guys do that if I miss something. There is Becky. Becky is in the house right here. And I almost bought a shiny detective, but I already was picking up a lot. Yeah, Becky, my box at my shop is just packed right now. There's so many books in there. It's going crazy. Okay, let me show you this book right here. And you guys have probably heard about this, because I actually, if you guys watch me on Instagram, I always will post some things on Instagram, things right away that I can do. And this book right here was one of them that I saw right off the bat come into the local shop on Tuesday morning. And this is the secret variant of the Venom #7. This is the one with the tongue on the bottom and the barcodes on the other side. Now, is it a great variant? I don't think so. I mean, the regular cover is the same thing, just without a tongue. The other B cover from the other ones that they're doing, I actually like that one better. But this is a secret variant, and from what I understand, it's a 1 in 10. So if you guys pick this up, that's cool, because it's nobody knew about it. And they tend to start doing these secret variants more often, from what I've been told. And they kind of like doing it without letting anyone know. I mean, the comic shops didn't even know, and I didn't know. And then I saw it, and I go, hey, that's different than the regular one. And sure enough, it was. And I think my local shop got 2 or 3 of them, and he put one aside for me, so that was awesome. And he sold it to me for cover price. Now, I think these are going for $15 to $20 on eBay, sold prices. And the thing about this one, it's kind of cool, but to be honest with you, Venom is kind of a big title. It's probably one that comic shops order a lot of copies of Venom. So there's probably a lot of these variants that are going to be available to get. So as far as like if they jumps up way big in value, I doubt it. It's not like those Star Wars books where they do a Star Wars book and it's got a 1 in 20 variant, and hardly any comic shop orders more than 5 copies of the book anyway, so hardly any of them got it. So this one will probably be around the $15 to $20 range, solid for a long time, and probably not go up from there too much. But it's a neat one to pick up. So if there's still any sitting on the shelf, just look for the tongue hanging out. It's the Michael Jordan version of Venom with the tongue hanging out. And go ahead and pick one up and put it in your collection, because it's kind of cool. All right, let me look in the chat here, because I saw some other people join us. Let's see. Tigger74 says, damn it, don't do Instagram. Man, Instagram's kind of fun. It's easier to jump on, just do something really quick. So I kind of have started doing some more on there. The Supergirl art germ foil was the best this week. Yeah, I like that one. I like I don't know, I like Art Germ. That Catwoman cover that he did, which isn't the foil one, I thought was probably the best cover of the week. and it's still sitting in my box, so I need to pick that up. Cursed Cavalcade #1, commanding high price on eBay. Yeah, I heard about that today. My shop did not get a single one of those, not a one. Big Dad 138. That's literally the only comic I couldn't get my hands on. Yeah, it's that Venom one. Yeah. Or that Supergirl cover might be Art Germ's last cover for Supergirl. I didn't hear that Comics Books explained, but if it is, a lot of people like it, so it might be the one to get. Bueller Venom variant. Look at the teeth. Is something wrong with the teeth? Let's see. Chad's in there from Comic Core. How you doing, Chad? And then we got Ruben. Ruben's in here. Says, "What's up, everyone? What's up, Bueller?" Very cool. Very cool. We got 60 people watching tonight. I really appreciate you guys joining us. And I want to say thanks again to Damon Lenzen for the $5 super chat. It really does help out the channel. It helps all the stuff and time I put into there, and then I can kind of upgrade my equipment. And I really want to do that as time goes on. I want to get better lighting and better editing software and kind of see what we can go from there. So I really do appreciate it, Damon. Thank you so much. And we got Reggie Simmons. He says, "What's up, fam?" That's awesome. And this is the other Reggie Simmons, and he's a pretty cool guy. I'm kind of going back and forth on the two. I like them both. Let's see. Tigger 74 says, "Only thing I don't like about cool cover is that the interior art is not very good." And I took some liberties on that last word. Yeah, sometimes that's the case. Sometimes it's all cover and there's nothing inside, and there's really nothing you can do. Hopefully the story pulls you into it and you really enjoy it. I want to go to the book, kind of my pick of the week so far. And I'll probably read some more books this weekend and stuff. But this one right here, which is Spider-Geddon #1. And I read the Spider-Geddon 0, which was a lot of fun. And I read the Superior Octopus that came out as well, because it ties into this. So you're going to want to read that one also. And then I read this one just a little bit ago. And the one thing I worried about was, with all these spider or women and men or spider people or whatnot coming together, who's going to be able to challenge that many spider people? And at the very beginning of the book, and it was kind of misleading, and I don't like giving too much away, so I'm going to be very vague. But they go up against an enemy, and I was like, oh, well, they're going to take care of this enemy, no problem. And that's not the true enemy of the story. The true enemy is revealed at the end of the book. And when you find out who the enemies are, then you say, okay, I get it. Now that poses a real threat to the spider people that are in this comic. So that intrigued me quite a bit. So if you haven't read Spider-Geddon, it just came out just on Wednesday. Go pick it up. There's a ton of different covers. There's like 20 different covers that you can choose from. And but this is the A cover. It's a great cover, just the A one, and the other ones are good. The story is great. I'm looking forward to seeing it. I like the fact that they have a villain to go up against. And there's some tragedy in here as well to start out the book, and we don't know how long that really lasts, but it's good. It's really enjoyable. The artwork inside is good, so it's not just a cover book. The artwork inside is enjoyable as well. So this is my pick of the week, Spider-Geddon. I'm a big Spider-Man fan, and all the different spider people, they're all in this book, so it's a lot of fun. So let me set this down. Looks like Reggie Simmons, he donated a $5 super chat. Thank you so much, Reggie Simmons. I really appreciate it. It's very cool. And like I said, this is the other Reggie Simmons. It was so funny. And I'll tell you a quick story. So you guys all know Reggie Simmons, IFBB Pro. He does the comic book channel. It's a great channel. And I sent him a picture of a subscription to my channel. And it was this Reggie who's in here now. I go, look, somebody else, Reggie Simmons, subscribed to my channel, and he thought it was really funny. And I go, that's pretty cool. And he's like, yeah, he's subscribed to my channel too. I go, that's awesome. So the more Reggie Simmons that there are, the better. So thank you, Reggie. I appreciate that very much, dude. Thank you so much. What if Spider-Man Punisher, great secret? What if original ending? Okay. I haven't read it yet. Their Economics and Comics. I want to read it. I haven't gotten around to it. I'm going to do it this weekend. I got a lot of stuff going on, so I'm a little backed up. One of the things I want to do starting now is every one of the my live streams that we do on Friday, I kind of want to do a quick 2 or 3 roundup of some contests that are going on that you guys might want to look into. And I wrote them down, and they're easy contests. If you want free stuff, one of these guys is giving away free money, so it's easy to do. So and then the other 2 guys are giving away some really cool stuff as well. But all 3 of these channels, go check them out. There's one called JD. He's having a contest going on right now. Go check out that contest, enter the contest. You can win free stuff. It's easy. The next one is Jeffrey Comic-Con Henson. He's got a contest he's starting. That's going on. Go check out his channel. Enter, win some free stuff. Okay? That's awesome. And the next one is Reggie Simmons, IFBB Pro. He's got a contest going on right now. And he gave me the idea for the title for this live stream that we're doing today, which is Why I, You, and We Collect Comics. That's one of his contest things that he wants to ask. He wants people to make a video why you collect comics. And this is kind of, if he wants to use this as an entry, he can. If not, it's okay as well. But he is actually giving away money. And I think first prize is like $75 or $100. And if you win, he'll just put money in your PayPal account. And there you go. Because he doesn't want to have to ship you nothing, which I don't blame him, because I've shipped out a lot of stuff. So there's 3 contests that are going on right now. JD, Jeffrey Comic-Con Henson, and Reggie Simmons, IFBB Pro. All great guys, all great contests. Go check them out. Win some stuff. Let me look here. I go OTDA. Hey, Comics with Bueller. Glad I made it to the live one of these. Love having you on live streams over with Al and Dog and Chris and Devin, everyone. So I did a live stream with a couple other guys, Al, a Red Sox fan, and this other guy, Dog, and it was great. I had a great time. It's not just comics. We don't really talk about comics. I mean, they asked me some questions about comics, but really it was a conversation about other stuff that I enjoy and they enjoy, and it's a lot of fun. And that's on Saturdays. I'm not going to be on this Saturday, but I hope to be on in the future again, because it's a lot of fun. So check those out, and you'll enjoy it. But Al, Red Sox fan, and Dog, there's something else attached to the Dog channel. I can't remember, and I'm feeling kind of bad. But anyway, thank you, OTDA. Brett Hess, hello. And let me just kind of keep up here. Everyone's saying, yeah, Economics and Comics is free money. Wow, yep, he's giving away money. I mean, that's not a bad prize. You can get whatever you want. Okay, so I want to get into a couple other things here. Kind of the movie trailers that came out this week. And one of the movie trailers that hit this week was that Glass movie trailer. And that's a new one by the M. Night Shyamalan. And that's the one with the Unbreakable, Bruce Willis. And then the one, the villain from there as well. He's in it. And then the other guy who played Professor X, and I can't remember his name, but he plays a villain in there as well. And that one looks awesome. It looks like one of those, if independent publisher made a movie about comic books, that's kind of what it looks like. So I'm looking forward to that. So make sure you go check out Glass, the new trailer that came out. It looks intense. It looks freaky, and it looks like a lot of fun. Porter P, how you doing? Appreciate you coming by. He said, I was surprised to see that movie. I think that movie looks awesome. Looks awesome. There was another one that creeped me out that came out this week, Pet Sematary. Oh, God, I hate that movie. I remember watching the original one. It's just so cringeworthy. You know, I'm kind of when it comes to kids, you know, and unfortunate things happen to the kids, it leaves a pit in my stomach and I can't handle it. So that's kind of the movie to where I want to see it, but at the same time, I don't want to see it, you know, type thing. So anyway, new one for Pet Sematary. That's out right now. There's also another one, which I saw the other week, and I forgot to bring it up last week, called Overlord or Overlords. I don't know if you guys heard about that one yet, but that one looks intense, man. And I think that one's done by the guy who did the Batman movies and the Inception movie. I could be wrong. I might be mistaken. But Overlord, that one looks pretty good. It looks really gory and very, very violent for sure. And then another one was Mortal Engines. And that one, I have no clue what that's about. And that's obviously based on probably a book or something. But that one looks amazing. I don't know what's going on in that story, but there's like a city that's on like a platform driving around on Earth or something. And, whatever. But it looks really cool. So if anyone knows about Mortal Engines, tell me what that's about. Is it a book? It very well could be. Let's see. Brett Hess says Glass trailer has me intrigued. It definitely does, man. The first trailer was great. The second trailer really sparked my interest. Let's see. Barbarian Kung Fu. Been waiting for that for a while. Yep. Economics of Comics says going to see a Halloween movie. That's cool. Hey, Mr. Bueller, how are you? That's from Ed D. Ed D, thank you so much for joining me tonight. I know you've wanted to catch the live stream a few times, and I'm glad you're in here. We got Robert Galvin. Yes, it does look awesome. Which one are you talking? Are you talking about the Overlord or Mortal Engines? I don't know. I'm behind. I just seen the Glass trailer today. Looking forward to it. Yeah, that Glass one is going to be a killer one. Leonardo, hello. How are you? Brett Hess says the original Pet Cemetery is scary, hard to watch over and over. It is. It's one of those things. I've always felt that way. Anytime there's something with a child, it's as being a parent, you just get that sinking feeling in your stomach. Oh, my child type thing. And I don't even want to think about that. And luckily my kids are old, so I don't have to worry. So Overlord reminds me of Call of Duty Zombies. It does. It kind of has that Call of Duty feel to it. So it's kind of cool. Mortal Engines is a novel about cities that eat other cities to survive. That's the one sentence sum up. Okay, Becky, have you read that book? Is that I'm assuming you probably read that book or something. But here you go. So Mortal Engines is about cities that drive around and they eat other cities. I'm presuming smaller cities. Okay, that sounds intriguing. Enough said, right? My mouse isn't working now. Man, I'm just having all sorts of bad luck. Fat Dad Comics says can't handle harm to kids or animals to you. Yeah, it's a tough thing to watch. Yeah, I agree with you right there. Pet Cemetery has a great soundtrack. No, I haven't read it. She said, okay. So, I was hoping Becky read it, but she didn't read it. So that's okay. And then there was another movie trailer that came out, and it was, I don't know if it was a trailer. Yeah, I guess it was a trailer, but it was at the end of the Venom movie. And we'll talk about the Venom movie here in a sec. But it was the Spider-Man, the Spider-Geddon movie, the animated movie that's coming out. And I don't know if it was a clip or just an extended version of the trailer and stuff. But I heard a lot of people talk about it. I haven't seen the Venom movie yet, so I didn't see the clip. It's probably out on YouTube somewhere, and I can just look it up. But I've been lazy, so I don't know. But that Spider-Man's the Spider-Verse movie looks like a lot of fun. The animation, I think it looks cool, but it kind of seems like the frames are like it skips frames and stuff, and I think that's intentional. And that kind of bugs me a little bit because it doesn't flow as smoothly as what we're probably used to from the Disney movies, the Toy Stories and the Impossible Me or whatever it's called. So that kind of bugs me a little bit. I'll have to see it running in all its glory, and hopefully it'll be a little bit different. So Spider-Geddon into the Spider-Verse. Yeah. I get mixed up, man. What can I say? I always get mixed up. So Batman says phone is at 3%, so consider this when I'm standing behind Commissioner Jordan and he turns around. Okay, so I want to talk about the Venom movie a little bit because I think that's kind of cool. The Venom movie outperformed what it was supposed to do from what I've been read and been told, and that was very funny because the Venom movie, it got panned by critics and just like, oh, this is one of the worst. And just one after another, critics just nailed it. And then for the most part, and this is not true with everybody, but honestly, for the most people I've talked to and read reviews from people who went and saw it, like fans, they enjoyed it. They thought it was good. They enjoyed the story. They enjoyed, it wasn't like the best one, but they didn't think it was horrible. They didn't think it was like Catwoman horrible type thing with Halle Berry. And it did well. It did well at the box office. It broke a record for October, the biggest box office ever in October. And worldwide, it did over $200 million. So, and it was just a Venom movie. There's no Spider-Man in there and stuff like that. So Venom did well. So we are going to get a sequel to Venom, obviously, which will be probably a lot of fun because there is a Easter egg at the end of that movie as well, introducing another character. I don't want to ruin it, but kind of cool what they do with that. But I haven't seen the movie yet, and I'm looking forward to going and see it. It's doing better. It's going to be in the theaters for a little bit longer now that it did so well. And big Tom Hardy fan, so I couldn't be more excited because I only want comic book movies to do well. Any comic book movie that comes out, and this is going to lead me to my very next topic here, because there's a new comic book movie that just got announced or optioned this week, and this is by none other than Donny Cates. And Donny Cates, writer and creator of it's God Country. I wrote it down. I know it. I read the book, so I should know. But God Country is being optioned for a film. And if you've never read God Country, that is a great book. It's intriguing from the very first issue. And it's dark, and Donny Cates kind of likes that dark thing, but he is going to be writing the movie as well. So that's very exciting. I know he's excited. I on his Twitter, he was very excited. And you guys probably are aware, I got to meet Donny Cates last month, and we spent some time together, and I interviewed him, and it went fantastic. And we actually talked quite a bit before the interview. And he didn't mention anything to me about the God Country being an option, but we talked about God Country. And, he had mentioned to me, during a time in his life when he was writing God Country, he got really ill and almost died. And between like issue 5 and 6, he was in a really dark place. And those couple issues are very eerie. I mean, more so than the other ones. And that was kind of reflecting how he was feeling in a moment in his life at that time, because he thought he was going to die. And I don't want to get into too much detail, but he had a disease that he was dealing with. It wasn't it's not an ongoing disease type thing. It was just like an infection or something like that, but it's pretty cool to think that his movie or his comic series, the God Country one, is going to be a movie, because the movie will be awesome. Because if you don't know the premise of God Country, you immediately get attached. If you read the first issue, you immediately get attached to the characters you're introduced to. You're introduced to a family, a son and his wife and their little daughter, and then the son's older father, who is going through some mental illness and stuff, some Alzheimer's and stuff, and he's paranoid, and he used to be like a big rough and tough guy, and he's kind of dwindled down to not much, but he still has that rough and tumble attitude, and he doesn't remember much, and he's wandering around and stuff in the cities, and he's making threats. And like there's a part of it where in the very beginning he doesn't recognize his own granddaughter, and he says he's gonna harm her and all this stuff. And so it really divides the son, because he wants to take care of his dad, but the mother and the daughter, they can't handle it. They got to get away. It's just too much for them, and it's tearing up their family. So the mother and the daughter decide to leave, and as they're leaving, there's like a tornado that comes down and rips apart the house. And then there's a demon that shows up, and then all of a sudden, the grandfather picks up the sword, and he becomes like a version of Thor, and all his senses are back, and he's just this beast of a man, and he saves the day. But he's only in control when he's holding the sword. And that's the premise of the first issue of that series. So if you could take a movie and base it on that and kind of run with it, it's going to be a lot of fun. Let's see here. I'm talking and I'm not getting to my comments, and I apologize. I got to get a sip. Let's see. G Marie's in here. It was great. It says the best you could do minus Spidey and R rating about the Venom movie. Sam says he's hoping to check out the Venom movie very soon. Very cool. Tigger74 says, too bad Venom wasn't an R-rated. Yeah, that'd be kind of cool if it was. Ashen 1, I hope to see Noel on the big screen. That would be awesome. That would be really cool. Robert gave it away. That's all right, Robert. That's all good. Let's see. Thanks for the tip tonight, Bueller. Just bought Venom Annual #1, red cover, great artwork. Oh my gosh. That, if you guys have not seen the B cover for Venom Annual next week, I showed it on my preview video that came out yesterday, and then I took some pictures of it and put it on my Instagram on Wednesday as well, or maybe Wednesday. But that B cover of Venom is gonna be hot, and there's no reason why your comic shop shouldn't have those, because they're 1 for 1. They're not like a 1 in 10 type thing. So hopefully your local comic shops will have a bunch of those copies. And we're going to try to give one of those away next week, one of my videos, because I think I got a couple coming. And we're going to go ahead and just do a giveaway for them. I don't know what video it's going to be on, but we'll definitely throw it in there. Barbarian Kung Fu says, when did God Country come out? I'm not sure when it came out. It's fairly recent. Like, it wasn't like years and years ago. If somebody knows in the chat like when exactly God Country came out, and I have the first issue somewhere, but I'm literally going through my comics right now, and my room is a disaster. It says God Country was such a great read. That's by G. Marie. It was fantastic. Cates draws a line on a paper and it turns to gold. The guy has got the Midas touch right now. He's doing his thing, and he's very successful at it. I was very kind of happy to get the time I spent with him and to sit down and do an interview. And that interview it's been viewed over 1,000 times. And, I think it'll be probably one of the #1 interviews at the time, besides the ones he's done for like Marvel himself type thing. So if you guys haven't seen my interview with Cates, it's not very long. It's kind of it's honestly kind of a fluff piece, type thing. I don't really go into huge like detail and stuff, because I had just a limited amount of time to spend with him. And I just kind of wanted to get people familiar with him that might not be familiar with him. But he was a great guy, a lot of fun. Comics Mix Explains, excited for God Country. Cates was super cool when I met him. Good guy. He is very cool. He's very, very humble, very cool guy. I spent multiple times with him over that weekend that he was here. Like we talked every day for all 3 days, and just about a bunch of stuff. So he's really cool. Prowler 671, hello, appreciate you coming. Robert says yes, LOL. He knows what I'm talking about. He gave it away. Let's see. Looks like I'm caught up here. We got Hoodat is in the house, so that's very cool. So we talked about Donny Cates. We talked about Venom. And now I want to get to the kind of the topic I wanted to discuss tonight, which is, why do I or you or we collect? And this is in response to Reggie Simmons, IFBB Pro. He's got a contest going on, and one of his contest things, he wants to know why you collect. And I thought that was just a great thing. So I want to jump into that. And I want you guys to tell me in the chat why you collect comics, why you started to collect comics, or if you don't collect comics, is there something that you do collect? And the reason why you collect. Because there's many different reasons. Is it for monetary gain? Are you just doing it for future generation or something like that for your kids, or do you enjoy covers or the story? There's many different things. The reason I collect right now in this stage of my life, and there's been a couple different stages where I collected for different reasons. When I was younger, when I was like 16 to about 22, when I collected major, I collected the sell. And I collected the flip books and sell them and put them out and buy low and sell high. And I did a very good job at doing it. And I enjoyed it. And there's very few comics I collected, but I was like, okay, I'm going to buy comics. I'm going to sell, and I'm going to buy a car. And I did it, or I'm going to buy another car. And I upgraded a car with comic book money, And we all know that, like the director, Kevin Smith from Clerks, he sold his comic book collection to fund his first movie. So, there's all sorts of different reasons. And I was collecting just at that point just to sell comic books. I loved comic books. I enjoyed them and I read the stories, but I saw the value of comics. So that's why I was collecting at that time. This time in my life, and I'm now 43 years old, and I just started collecting again last year. I don't collect for monetary value. I'm not looking to sell any books anymore. I don't care about the condition of books anymore. I collect for the pure enjoyment of what comic books are. I enjoy what this is. I enjoy that's Iron Fist number 12. I enjoy the artwork. I enjoy these characters I grew up with. And that's it. I just enjoy it. It's not really deeper than that. I know that my books, they're only worth is what someone's willing to pay for them. If someone's only willing to pay $1, then that's what it's worth. But to me, for my books, they're worth a lot personally to me because I just enjoy having them. And every book in my collection, whether it's $1,000 book or a 50-cent book, pretty much means exactly the same. I enjoy them. I enjoy the artwork. I enjoy the people that sit there and are able to come up with these original stories and have an original thought and make that happen on a page. All that stuff is just amazing to me, and I love it. I really do. I haven't sold a comic book in quite some time. I remember I put some stuff on eBay, I think last year, and they were just like a stack of 50-cent comics, and I sold for $10. And I've done that a couple times, and that's about it. That's all. The only reason I sold was just to do some eBay things, just to try it out. And that was probably the last comics I sold. I do tend to buy comics like, oh, this is a hot comic. This is worth a bit of money. I do buy them because wouldn't you buy something that's, if you can get something for $1 and it has a value of $15, I'll buy it. If somebody says, here, if you give me a nickel, I'll give you $1, I'm going to give them a nickel and I'll take that $1 type thing. So that's the kind of way I look at it. I don't buy it to flip it or turn it around or sell it. I just like to have it. And a lot of times I just end up giving them away. And I enjoy giving them away. I gave some books to some of the people that are in the chat here recently and stuff. And I do that all the time. But let me jump in here and see some of the things you guys have said. Aaron, Tritchell. I collect video games, comics, and certain toys from my childhood. I flip some things, but mostly in my collection. I'm the same way, man. I like all that stuff as well. Video games and toys. I don't have as much toys as I used to have. I actually dumped a bunch of those because those take up a lot of space. And they're spendy. The toys are, you don't find like a box of 50-cent toys type thing very often, but you can find boxes of 50-cent comics everywhere. Big Dad 138 says, I started collecting as a kid for the art because it inspired me to draw. That's awesome. And a lot of people have done that. Most comic book artists, they were comic book fans. They were fans of comics, and that's what got them into drawing the artwork or doing stories. And I think that's great. I'm still drawing to this day, and I credit these comic book legends for showing me the love of art. There's some amazing artwork that these artists can do, and the story writers as well. And it's just something to be admired when you think about it. Scott Farr, I collect the superhero or villains I remember from childhood that were my favorite: Scarecrow, Riddler, Mr. Freeze, and will hand them down to my son when he is 40. He is 7 years now. He will be happy. Yeah, he will be happy. And you know what? And some of you guys might have seen this video I did. It's the one where I showed my buddy Bob his comics. And he had a copy of Incredible Hulk number 181. And then he had an Amazing Fantasy number 15, first appearance of Spider-Man. And he sold his collection to pretty much get those two books. And he wanted those two books for his son. His son's like 11 years old right now. Or I might got the age wrong. But he's a young boy. And those are his books. He wanted to get those for his son. So when his son is older, he'll have those two just holy grails. And he can probably do what he wants with them. But more likely, it'll be something that his son will treasure, because it was something his dad got him and stuff. But what two great books to have, those two, and that's what he's getting. So I think it's awesome. Takes me back to being a kid. Superheroes are fun. So glad they make movies now. How they do them justice. That's in Fat Dad Comics. It does. It's so neat to see these movies of all these heroes that we grew up with and read stories and watched cartoons, and now they're able to bring these stories to life, and the special effects can keep up with them and stuff. And it's just, we're in a great time when it comes to movies and comics. We got Carlito Classico. Hello. Sorry, I got your name. I know you, Carlito, quite a bit. I've talked to you quite a bit. Says, yo, Bueller, how you doing, Carlito? I appreciate you joining me. Thank you so much. This is Barbarian Kung Fu. When I was 12, I was failing English because I couldn't read. My mom worked at a drugstore and started bringing me comics to get me to read. It worked, and I've been doing it since. Barbarian Kung Fu. I used to do my book reports in school. I used to do them on comic books. I just changed the name as far as who the characters were, because that's the only thing I liked reading were comic books. I hated reading books, but comic books I'd read all day long, and that's how I did my book reports. So, I was like you. It's the only thing I wanted to read when I was young, and honestly, it still is. Prowler 671 says, I collect for the art. I love the art, gold and silver, bronze, and some modern. The artwork is fantastic. Some better than others, let's just face it. But when you see a brand new artist and you haven't seen their work before, and it just pops off the page, it's golden. That's honestly the first thing that probably attracted me to comic books was the cover, which is the artwork. And you sit there and you look at these bright colors and these characters that you just can only imagine, and they're just staring at you. And it's like, I gotta have it. Christian, it's my form of escape. I enjoy the stories and appreciate the art that goes along with it. That's awesome. It is kind of an escape. You can kind of sit back, relax, and the nice thing about comic books, they don't take long to jump into. It's just like you pick up a book, you can read it in a few minutes, and you're good. It's not like a novel where it's 1,000 pages, and you're gonna be. If it was me, it would take me like a month. But a comic book, you can just sit there for a few minutes and start reading and really enjoy it. Manny, the comic collector. To me, I'm collecting the art. Artwork is important. Big Dad 138. I just buy comics drawn by the artists who I look up to mostly. I always buy spec books too. There's a lot of spec books now that are going on, and people have asked me, like, oh, do you think the comic book market is going to crash again like it did in the 90s? And I don't think it's gonna, and I'll tell you why. When in the 90s, these books were just mass produced like you wouldn't believe. The print runs of books nowadays are a small fraction of what they used to be in the 90s. And you add to the fact that the popularity of the books now and the popularity of the movies, which they never had before. And I don't think you're going to see a crash. I don't think there's ever going to be a crash like they did in the 90s, to be honest with you. I think that it could slow down, but nothing like we saw in the 90s where those books just, they're selling for 10 cents, type thing. Let's see. There's so many great comments in here. I'm not going to be able to get to them, but look at all these comments. I'm going to go back and read all these later tonight. Darwin says, I do it for the love of Spider-Man. Spider-Man's an awesome character. It's one of my favorites. That's obviously, as far as Spider-Man go, it's my top 3 Marvel character by far, if not number 1, but it's right there. I've never sold any of my collection. Darwin, you're a lucky man. I wish I didn't sell my collection. I sold my whole collection. I sold every book I had except for a small stack, probably about this tall. And that collection that I sold was probably about 40 long boxes of comics, bagged and boarded. Sold every one of them except for maybe 25 books, and that was back in 1997. Horrible year. Brian A said I recently got a load of Hot Wheels. That's cool. I had a bunch of Hot Wheels that my son had, but I don't know what happened to them. I think they found their way to the Goodwill or something like that. Robert says I'm 52, going 53, and never sold any of my collection. History art, you rock. You know, my books, beauty. Been collecting. I started at 10 years old. Robert, you must have a great collection, man. I'd love to see your collection. If you've been collecting for that long, that's probably impressive, my friend. There are so many comments in here that I'm going to miss, and I feel bad. The Ashen One says industry learns from mistakes. It does. They definitely do, you know, and that's why you don't see all the gimmicks, you know, that you kind of saw in the 90s, and they were filled with gimmicks, you know, let's face it. I mean, the gimmick right now are the variant covers. You know, they put out a bunch of different variants, and yeah, it's a gimmick, but you know, there's some really cool artwork that's available out there. And for people who really enjoy the art, like a lot of you do that are talking about it in this chat, you know, it gives you more opportunity to buy the book you want. Every book is the same once you flip the cover. Just remember, that's the way I look at it. Once you flip the cover, if it's a variant, you can't tell what the book is. It's the same book. And so when I buy books, for the most times, I only buy the cover I like, and all the other ones, I just let them go. Let's see. My LCS has a dime book, and 90% of the books are from the 90s, early 2000s. I just found your channel from Comic Tom. Aaron, thank you so much. I appreciate Comic Tom. Me and Comic Tom kind of do things together, and we're actually both located in the Pacific Northwest, and we spend a lot of time talking to one another and kind of working out what we're going to be doing. And you've probably seen me pop up on his channel, and I promote his channel as well. So, you know, he's a good guy, and I've got to know him personally, and I really enjoyed getting to know him over this last year. So I appreciate you coming on over here, Aaron. We do a lot of videos all week long, our sneak peek videos, and just a bunch of other stuff. So hopefully you enjoy those. And me and Tom are going to be doing some stuff together very soon. We talked about it for a long time, and we both got so much stuff going on, so it's just kind of hard getting our schedules together. But we're definitely going to sit back and figure something out. We've talked about, we kind of know what we want to do, but it's just a matter of doing it. Like I said, there's so many comments in here. Carlito says, I remember the 90s. This feels different. It does feel different. The 90s was the 90s crash was something that you could see coming type thing, is what I thought. I was like, yeah, you know, there's like this comic shop just ordered boxes and boxes of the Death of Superman book. And that was not the death of Superman. That was the death of the comic book industry at that time, was what that book represented, which is unfortunate, you know, because that was such an event. I remember that event. I remember people who've never bought a comic book in their life, they're standing out wanting to get that book type thing. But this time does feel different. People are more wiser. You know, there's eBay is around. I think the average collector is much more educated than they've ever been because the resources are available that weren't there before. So I don't think we'll ever see something like we did in the 90s. And, you know, I could be wrong. And you guys could be like, man, this guy, he's full of it. And you trust me, you wouldn't be the first one to say that. Let's see. I like the variants, love the art, just get tired of 10 or more covers of the same book. That's from a Fat Dad Comics, and he nailed it. How many variant covers do we need? Do we need 10 or 20 or 30 or 50? I mean, there's 50, you know, variants for some books, and it's just crazy. That is a gimmick when you get up to that many books. You know, I really have enjoyed what DC's been doing for the most part. For the most part, they've been releasing in the A and the B cover, and they're one for one. The comic shops can either order both, they can order one or the other, and it doesn't have to qualify for anything else. So I think, you know, to give a customer an option of 2 different covers, I think that's perfect. There's no reason they have to do more than 2. You know, if it's something really special, maybe a 3rd or 4th cover, like the first Fantastic Four coming back, and a lot of those covers I didn't like either. But if it's something like that monumental, maybe give it a little bit more attention. Or like Action Comics 1000. I actually liked what they did with Action Comics 1000. They had like 10 different covers in the US, and they had more overseas as well that I've seen that we just didn't get in the US. but I liked what they did with that cover, and that's a monumental thing. It's the first book to hit 1,000 as far as like superhero books go, and that deserves some attention. It's some great stories, some great covers that kind of represented the 80s and the the 70s and the 60s and above and beyond or below. So I like something like that. But when you get Spider-Geddon, and Aaron's hitting the nail on the head here, Spider-Geddon had like 20 variants. It did, and it's ridiculous. Does Spider-Geddon need 20 variants? No, it doesn't need 20. 2 or 3, okay? Call it good. You don't need 20 variants for that. It's just, it's crazy when they do that. We got Brandon Stawinski, says Bueller. Hey, how's it going, Brandon? Appreciate you jumping in here. And let's see, Eric Johnson. I think I might have missed Eric Johnson. If I did, my apology. Eric Johnson says, Spider-Man is my favorite since I was a kid. My mom would get me comics to get me more into reading. It's such a great thing. I hear that all the time. Get your kid into comics or reading, give them some comic books. It works. It works. Why our school system hasn't figured that out, I have no idea. But they should have a tremendous amount of comic books in the classroom. Obviously appropriate comic books, and kids should probably be more engaged in the reading them. So it's kind of cool. Let's see. Sorry, Bueller, I got that. He knows it. Let's see. It looks like Comics Mix Explained is giving some love to Jim's Comics. Jim's Comics is a great channel. I watched that a long time, and he hasn't been around like a tremendous long time. I think he's only been here a little over a year, but he's got some great knowledge, and he's got some great spec books that he talks about. The only thing I don't like, and this isn't for Jim, himself, I connect better with a YouTuber if I can look at them, eye to eye, or, I understand that people like being behind the camera. They don't like to be in front of the camera, and that's fine. But I personally just connect better when I see the person that's talking to me. And like I said, it's not Jim or anybody. It's just something, I prefer talking to a person in person and not like on the phone or texting or something like that. I connect a lot better if I could see who I'm talking to and they're talking to me, type thing. So that's kind of my thing on YouTube in general. And and sometimes people don't like to be in front of the camera. In my first few videos, I was not in front of the camera, and I was nervous about being in front of the camera. And then I just kind of told myself, I'm going to do it. And if it doesn't work out, oh well. And so I just, put my face in front of the camera and started talking, and I haven't shut up since. So it worked out pretty good. Anyway, what's going on here? Bake the Snake said, same with Die Die Die. That Die 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 was a secret comic that came out, and they had a bunch of variants for that, and the variants were just like different word bubbles and said different things. I thought that was kind of hokey. For one, they didn't even know the book was coming out, and which was kind of interesting. And that was kind of like back to that's a secret comic or a secret variant. And like I said, the Venom book was a secret variant cover that nobody knew about. And it's kind of cool when they throw something little like that in. It's like, oh, there's that type thing. And I heard someone say that a lot of creators want to start doing that more often, and just throwing in these secret variants that people aren't aware of. So that might be a thing going forward. If this Venom one is successful, which it probably will be, then we're probably going to see a lot more secret variants popping up. And if there is, I'll keep my eye out and we'll try to let you guys know. Let's see. Batman Father Damien says, today is definitely not your day off, Bueller. You know what I did today before I got here? Me and Jeff, and you guys probably seen Jeff on some of my videos, the comics when people hate comics. We spent the day playing video games because he had the day off work, and we haven't done that in like a year or so. And so before I got here, I was, eating at McDonald's and playing video games all day. So I had a nice, easy day. Let's see. So you're saying for you to watch my next video, I need to be in front of the camera. Brandon says, so you're saying for you to watch my next video, I need to be in front of the camera. I watch a ton of videos with people that are in front of the camera. And actually, one of my favorite channels is Metarog. and he's never been in front of the camera. And so that it's just a personal preference. I like to be able to look at the person. I connect better with them. But like Jim's Comics and Metarog, they're never in front of the camera, but their knowledge is what attracts me to their channels. And so even though I don't get that personal connection that I prefer, they're still great channels. So it does come down to what you're presenting and your knowledge and your value. So if you don't need to be in front of the camera to tell a good story or to give some great information, but for me personally, I do connect better when I'm looking at a person. Like when I watch Reggie Simmons IFBB Pro, he's right there in front of the camera, and I enjoy that. I feel like we're having a conversation back and forth. G Marie says Jim's awesome face or no face. He is. He knows his stuff, and that's why I watch his channel, because the guy knows his stuff. And you can tell he's been collecting a long time. And for someone to share his knowledge with us, it goes a long way, and it shows from the very beginning sentences of his videos to the very end. The guy is spitting knowledge, so I enjoy it. Let's see. Did you grab some Walking Dead blind bags? I didn't grab any, and so I guess tomorrow is the official Walking Dead day, and my comic shop isn't selling the blind bags until tomorrow. I don't know if your guys' LCSs have been selling them, but for some reason my LCS won't sell any until tomorrow, so I haven't been able to buy any. But I've seen some people have them on their channels and opening them and stuff, but I haven't got one yet, so I guess I have to wait till tomorrow. Let's see. Big Dad 138 says, I think Jim's setup is more to show off the comic books he grabs and then show upcoming stuff. I don't think he's scared or anything. Yeah, I don't think he's scared. His main focus is the comics, and I don't think he'd have any problem at all stepping in front of the camera. But like I said, it's just something I prefer. But if you guys haven't checked out Jim's Comics, and I know some of you guys in here probably haven't, you guys should go check it out, because I've learned stuff from his channel all the time. And put it to you this way, I'd like to meet him. I would like to meet that guy. I think that guy would be a lot of fun to meet and to kind of get to know him and kind of connect with him, because the guy knows his stuff. Let's see. Chewy 13 says lots of variants doesn't bother me. I like to have all the choices. Just buy one that you like. Yep, I agree with the fact that you just buy one that you like, and I think you should. My main problem with variants, I do think they tend to do too many. My main problem, though, is what they put the comic book shops through when they have to get some of them, and some of the hoops that they have to jump through just to get a variant cover. I think that's kind of cheesy and stuff, because a lot of the things are like, hey, if you sell through Avengers #6, we'll let you buy this variant of Ghost Rider #5. And it's like, one doesn't coincide with another. And that's the type of stuff that comic shops have to do in order to get some of these variants. And I think that's kind of lame on Diamond's part. Let's see. Manny the Comic Collector says some shops want $20 for the Venom secret variant on Wednesday. I was lucky. My comic shop, he gave it to me for cover price, so I got a good deal, I think, and I'm happy he did it. It's on my poll list, Venom. So Tigger 74 says blind bags. My LCS got them out Wednesday. Yeah, I don't know why my local shop held off. He said, "Oh, we're not allowed to sell them till Saturday," and I don't know if that's where he got his information. It could be true. I don't know, but like I said, I've seen people with them and stuff, but I haven't went to another comic shop, so I might have missed up. I ordered one blind bag, forgot which issue. I will be surprised when it arrives. That's pretty cool. I think those blind bags are a lot of fun. It's the 15th anniversary of The Walking Dead #1, so it should be really cool. Big Dad 138 says, I love to buy him a beer to pick his brain. I'm assuming you're talking about Jim's Comics. So wouldn't that be great? I love that, because I believe he's up in Canada, if I'm not mistaken, and I don't know what part of Canada he's in, but he's the type of guy to where, uh, with all his knowledge, and you can just sit there and talk comics with him for hours. I think that'd be awesome. Uh, let's see. Bake the Snake says, I think Jim's Comics accidentally got his early and opened them. Yeah, I don't know. Like I said, if you're talking about those blind bags, I don't know what the deal is. Are they supposed to be on Saturday? It doesn't make sense to me if they're supposed to be on Saturday, but I don't know. If it is, it is. If not, whatever. It's only a comic book, right? Big Dad says you can lose your diamond license if you sell it early, apparently. Yeah, I think that's I have a lot of people ask me on my videos when I show the physical copies of the books. They go, oh, how do you get your comics early? How do you get your books early? I don't get them that day. I just have a deal with my LCS where I film all the comics and stuff, and they never leave the store. They're actually there, and they stick to the street dates, and I don't push them because, like Big Dad said, they have street dates, and Diamond can pull their license, so I don't even bother asking. I just wait till Wednesday and I go get my books. But it's nice because at least I get to see them, and I'll help sort or whatever, and pick out the good ones and stuff for people and all that stuff. So that's kind of cool. But I never actually get my comics on Tuesday. I wait till Wednesday. I pick them up. Nice thing is the local comic shop is literally about 2 miles away from my house, so it's no problem at all. A diamond is a monopoly, and that's never a good thing. That's why Steve Waterman. Diamond is absolutely a monopoly. They have been a monopoly in the comic industry for years and years, and I would love for something to happen, and I don't think it ever will, at least not in any near future, because they are a monopoly to say the least. Let's see. Connie. Hello, Connie. How are you? Appreciate you coming in here. My LCS wants to charge $25 for the Venom variant. That's too much money. Connie, I don't know if you've been here from the beginning, but we kind of talked about the Venom variant. Here's the thing about the Venom variant. It's kind of cool. Venom is a big title. It's probably one of Marvel's top selling titles. That being said, if this is a 1 in 10 variant, there's a lot of copies of Venom printed. So there's a lot of copies of this variant that's going to be available. It's not going to have the scarcity of some of those titles that only sell like 2 or 3 issues in the local comic shop. This one there'll be a ton of them for. So on something like this, that's $25 right now. I would wait. I've seen them on eBay for $15 with free shipping right now. Buy it now, $14.95 free shipping. I wouldn't probably spend more than that, Connie, if you get a chance, and if that's something you really want. I wouldn't spend more than $15. You might be able to find it in some other shops for just a few dollars over cover price, or maybe even cover price, because that's what I paid on mine. Aggressively relaxing. That's a great name. It says, variant covers burn me out because I always picture the main artist looking at the cover and reassuring it was good enough. So I do this show on Friday nights at 7 in Comic Core, and we talk about, we had a guest on last week who was doing his own comic, and he's the artist and the creator, and he was talking about the variant covers, and he did the cover, and then he did another one, someone else did a variant cover, and he's like, man, he goes, yeah, I like the variant, but the worst thing is, he goes, he's like, it's better than my cover that he did. So I'm sure that there's probably a little between artists that they probably compare all the covers like to try to outdo one another. So I'm sure that's probably a thing. So I would love to pick an artist's brain and see what they say. Big Dad says he's from British Columbia. Okay. Yeah, that's for Jim's Comics. Sleepy Reader. How you doing, Sleepy Reader? Appreciate you jumping in here, my friend. He's a fellow Pacific Northwester. How is the government hasn't stepped in with Diamond? Well, I don't think there's anyone from the step in for. I don't think there's anyone else out there that's doing what they're doing. So it's not like there's different distributors that are available, from what I understand. So I don't know who they would step in and kind of, it's not like two cable companies merging type thing. There's to kind of put in perspective, there's no other cable company for it to go up against type thing. So, and that's the way it's been for a long time. Let's see. Andy Borders says, "Hey, Bueller, saw you were live. Just wanted to say thanks for all the good content you put out. Happy to support your channel, bud." Thank you, Andy. I appreciate that. I try to make a lot of content. I got some more videos coming out this weekend. Should be a lot of fun. I got a Just the Keys video for Wolverine I'm working on. I actually got a stack of Wolverine books right there. And then another stack of books right here for another 50-cent haul. And I got some really great 50-cent books that I'm looking forward to showing you guys. So it should be really cool. Let's see. We're going to start to wind it down here, guys. So Robert says, "So, buddy, what have you heard about the Morbius moves or movie? Is that what you're talking about?" Besides the actor Jared Leto, not much. I don't know if they've said anything at all. If anyone's heard anything about the Morbius stuff, I'd like to know. From what I understand, it's just a standalone Morbius movie. I don't know if anyone's else going to be in it, but it'd probably be pretty creepy. I don't think that. Venom is an anti-hero type thing, and that's what he's probably best known for. And Morbius, for the most part, most people know him as a villain. And truly the only villain movie that I think that they can pull off is a Joker villain standalone movie. And anything outside of that might be a tough sell, to be honest with you. But you never know. If it comes out and it's good, man, that's all it needs to be. And then it'll spark something. So be kind of cool. Real Comic Book Collector says hello. Hello, Real Comic Book Collector. Till the end, what do you think of the variant that is supposed to come out in a given week and is sold out before it hits the shelves? You know what? It's something we've dealt with for a while. I want to. So they're asking like the variant copies of comics that don't even hit the shelves. I mean, they don't even make it. Like the store either keeps them or the box holders get them. Back when I was collecting toys and stuff like that, like McFarlane toys, that would always happen. The ones you were looking for, they never actually hit the shelves. They wouldn't make it past the back room. And it's frustrating. It really is, because you want the opportunity to get those books, and unfortunately you're stuck paying for the eBay prices if it's something you're really liking. And like I said, it's hard for the comic book store to get ones that have these strings attached to it. But luckily, like DC, they're giving people the option to get the A and B covers at the exact same price right now. And I think that's the way it should be. I hope that it turns more to that. And so that way everybody can get it, and you might have to order it online and pay a little bit of shipping. But luckily, hopefully you're not paying like $20 or $25 for a book that's not even on the shelf yet, because it's a 1 in 50 variant type thing. Morbius is kind of a hero. Yeah, that's what Jason Smith said. You're right. I don't think, for the most part, people who might have heard of Morbius right now, they probably see him as a villain, to be honest with you. But he's kind of the anti-hero type thing. Venom is a much more publicly known character than Morbius. So that's why I think it might be a harder sell. Let's see. Eric Johnson said my local comic shop had the Walking Dead blind bags on Wednesday. Yeah, mine didn't sell them to me. I didn't get any yet. I don't know if he got very many, so we'll see how it goes. Okay, let's see. Jay Little says, "What's good, everyone?" Hello, Jay Little. Thanks for joining. Anyway, I think I'm going to wrap it up at 6:46. We've been doing this for a little over an hour and 15 minutes. Comic Tropes channel did a good video about the comic book industry, recommended. Okay, I'll have to check that out. But I want to say thanks, everybody. I want to say thanks to the people that left the super chat. All that money goes towards the channel. It helps me do videos, keeps the lights on, and it keeps food in my belly. So to Damon, thank you so much for the super chat. And to Reggie Simmons, also with the super chat. It's very much appreciated. And like I said, everything helps, and we'll see what we can do with that money, and hopefully make this look a little bit better, make the camera look a little bit better eventually. I want to get a better webcam, and that's my next thing that I'm going to get is a better webcam so that my live stream videos look better. So I'm saving up for that, and any super chats or the monies that I'm getting from YouTube, that's what it's going to be going to. But anyway, I want to call it a night. I'm going to be on the Comic Core show here in about 10 minutes. Starts at 7 o'clock on the Comic Core. So if you want to check that out, you're more than welcome to. But I want to say thanks to everybody who joined us tonight, and thanks for all the comments about why you collect. And I didn't get to read them all, but it's something I want to go back and I'll read them later tonight. And also leave comments down in the video down below. If I missed your comments, just say, hey, I was in there and you missed me. If I did, I apologize because I don't catch everybody. But hopefully everybody has a great weekend. Enjoy the comics. Go out there and find that Venom variant because I'm certain they're probably sitting there. Some might have snuck past some people. Have a good night. Don't forget to like, subscribe. You guys know what to do. We'll see you next time. Bye. And I got to press the button.